I think he would spend the next 4 years just trying to pay back people who said or did anything to him. And
it would all be about retribution.
It'd all be about retribution. And we got people out here who need money for their bills. They need, food and things like that. So I don't care who the president is. You're supposed to take care of the people. It ain't about retribution. It ain't about what people said about you in the last couple of years. And that's one of the reasons I'm not a big Trump fan. I'm just not. Because like I say, it's the president of the United States. It ain't for no small little group of nutty people. It's everybody. I don't care if, me and you are independent. Mm-hmm. And I don't have anything against Republicans. I don't have anything against Democrats.
His supporters would object to you calling them nutty people, though.
Well, I only call them that because they are.
So Sir Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound from Leeds, Alabama, has spoken again about his disdain for Trump supporters. Now, we know Sir Charles, he was a Democrat. Now he calls himself an independent. He's on CNN with Gayle King. They have this show trying to save the failing ratings of CNN. I don't think it's doing too well. But we know Sir Charles does not like Donald Trump.
And it's true. They're destroying the blood of our country. That's what they're doing. They're destroying our country. They don't like it when I said that. And I never read Mein Kampf. They said, oh, Hitler said that in a much different way.
He trying to make people fearful of immigrants, black people, Hispanics, Muslims. Obviously, we got a lot of anti-Semitic stuff going on. I would even say against Jewish people. And I think it's a travesty and a disgrace that he's able to do that. Now, I do agree with one thing. We got to fix our immigration policy. Yes. You can't have people just rolling across the border 24/7 like they are now. But for a man who's running for the most powerful position in the world to use pseudo-racist rhetoric, that's one of the reasons I can't vote for that guy. Because, man, he just rubs me the wrong. I think that, listen, I'm a Democrat. I'm not a big fan of the president. I respect the office. I think anytime you get an opportunity to go to the White House, you should accept that. Unfortunately, this situation we got now where people don't want to go to the White House because of the president, I think it's sad and unfortunate. Listen, the president of the United States is a big deal. I wouldn't want anybody not going there when President Bush was there or President Obama. It's an honor and a privilege to go to the White House. Like I say, I'm not a big Trump fan, but I think if you're invited to the White House, you should go.
So you saw that Charles Barkley is not the biggest fan of former President Trump. He thinks that he's a fearmonger and that he is out here stirring up hate for immigrants, black folks, Hispanic, all the marginalized people. Well, like I've been saying over and over and over again, as the Democratic machine, as the liberal and the Marxists within government and in the media see that their grip on the black community, in particular black men, is waning, that black people are waking up to the reality of the last 60 years of inaction and ignorance and neglect and disdain that the Democratic Party has had for black people, for the black community, and how the policies of the Democratic machine, of the Democratic agenda, of the Marxist communist agenda has destroyed the black community, has destroyed the black family, has relegated the black church to being church plants, has turned them into a propaganda arm for the Democratic Party. They're seeing that black people are waking up to this reality, and they're afraid and they're scared. So they're dispatching all of their gatekeepers in media, in entertainment, in sports, in news. They are dispatching everybody to tamp down this rebellion that they're seeing. And so Charles Barkley has taken it up to another notch when it comes to black folks supporting Donald Trump. Just listen to what Chuck had to say on this one.
Our president raised a lot of eyebrows with these comments while talking to listen to the audience, a black conservative conference. He said this.
I got indicted a second time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
That is true. That is true. When the mugshot came out, man, I played a video of people lining up the streets in Atlanta, black folks, inner city Atlanta, when Trump's motorcade came through. That, now, do I think that resonates with the majority of black people? Of course not. That should not be something that is used to garner the black vote. But it has resonated with that element in the black community that we all know.
When you heard that, what did you think?
All right, here comes Charles. He got his marching orders. Just listen to what he has to say.
Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Whoa! Whoa! Chuck! You gonna punch him in the face? Now, we know Charles is well known for throwing people out of plate glass windows and doing other stuff. But this man said he's gonna punch somebody in the face if he sees them wearing a Trump mugshot shirt. Man, stop lying. Stop capping, Chuck, as young people say.
Charles.
I know, Gail.
Charles,
Gail.
You really can't say that because A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
Chuck doesn't mean that. He knows better.
You will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate. If I still
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at
that conference,
I'd have got up and walked out.
No, he wouldn't have. He would not have gotten up and walked out. As I said in a previous video, I was supposed to be at that conference, right? If I would have heard Trump say that in that conference, I would have known exactly where he was coming from. Now, was it kind of out of place? Was it kind of catering to the base elements of the black community? What Trump and a lot of Democrats, a lot of people that are removed from the black community think of the black community because all the rap music and all the trap music and all the garbage that's being pumped out of the black community to give people like Trump a disparaging image of black folks? I would say, hold up, man. In my mind, I would have said, hold up. I wouldn't have walked out. He wouldn't have walked out because I personally would not have found that insulting. It saddens me that people like Trump think that by having a mugshot, by making Trump shoes, that you're getting a black vote. That shows you how little that not just the elites on the Republican side, but on the Democratic side think of black people, and they think of us as people that you can give them materialistic things and that will give you their affection and give you their vote. That is a sad state of the black community, but unfortunately, that is the image that we portray based upon the music and based upon the videos and based upon other things that is being disseminated within the community.
That was an insult to all black people because he basically just saying, and first of all, black to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire, and they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. They prosecuted him for stuff he did wrong.
Nah, hold up, Chuck. Nah, Charles, not necessarily. They're prosecuting him because they're scared that when he wins, he will uproot all the legacy advantages that these people have. Because you have to understand something. The deep state is all about making sure that people who are rich stay rich and people who are poor stay poor. They want to make sure that there's no middle class. They want to have us constantly fighting against each other so we can't see what they're doing above us. It's just like when you're arguing with somebody and you're fighting with somebody. The Bible says we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers, spiritual weakness in heavenly places. When you're arguing with somebody, the devil is over you laughing because he knows he has you focus on that person instead of focus on the spirit that's causing that agitation.
And for him to
It's still in the court system, Charles. We have to wait. It's still in the court system. But continue.
Well,
Continue.
some of the stuff is true. They did storm the Capitol. They did say that the election was stolen. Those aren't lies, Gail.
Yeah.
Those are
They
facts.
did say that. They did say that.
But to compare, I would have got up and walked out because it's not a fair comparison. You know, he's a billionaire. He's had a great life. He's been president of the United States. To insult black people who have been discriminated against all these years, to put them in the same category, I was just offended.
So there you go. You see Charles' reaction. You see how he said he will punch somebody in the face. He sees them wearing a Trump mugshot shirt and that he would have got up and walked out of the event where Trump was speaking. Like I said before, whenever the Democrats and the liberal media want to scare black people into staying in their place, they dispatch the gatekeepers. Well, unfortunately for them, it's not working this time. People are not listening to your Al Sharptons, your Benjamin Crumps, your Michael Eric Dyson, your Charles Barkley, your LeBron James, all the people that are on MSNBC, all the people that are on The Root, your black pastors, Jamal Bryant, all the rest of them who are just tap dancing for the Democratic Party. No, 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 no. No more. Because all you do is keep us in a perpetual state of victimhood. And we reject that because we are not victims. We are empowered for greatness.